Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Today you're going to learn how to take this size burlap to make this wreath. Stay tuned while we have some fun. Let's get started with what we're going to use for this project. I purchased this sign at Hobby Lobby and it was $7.99 and now they're 50% off and it is about 8 inches in diameter. So that's what you're going to need. I have my zip ties that are available in my Amazon store, a Dollar Tree Wreath Frame. It does not have to be the silver, but it can be the black as well. And we're going to need a few rolls of this burlap. I'm not sure how many we're going to use just yet, but have at least 3 to 4 on hand. And lastly, we're going to use the plastic canvas mesh. And this is the 5 mesh, and I use this almost on all my projects. So let's get started. All right, the first step we're going to do is we're going to take our sign and we need to be able to attach it to our wreath. I just wanted to show you what they had in the selection at Hobby Lobby. It's in the Christmas shop area and it even shows a picture with a wreath and a sign on it. But I just thought these were super cute. They had one that said Merry Farmhouse Christmas. One says Believe, which I think is what we're going to use today, and one says Noel. So I just thought they were super cute, and they will make the perfect center for our wreath. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off, and I'm not going to remove the hanger part because I want to work that in to kind of the advantage of being able to make this work. So I'm just going to kind of fold everything over, and I'm just going to bend it a little bit, okay? I'm going to take a piece of scrap felt and I'm just going to glue it down, which I'm going to leave a little tip right here and I'm going to show you why in a minute. So I'm just using regular hot glue. If you're worried about the weather, if you live in a hotter area, I would recommend using the Gorilla Glue sticks or even the Gorilla Glue. And you would just need to put something down. If you didn't use the hot glue, you would just need to put something down on it just to kind of weight it down. It would take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm just going to put this down and this is going to force everything down. So at this point I'm going to take my piece of wire and I'm going to run it up through that little loop. So we're going to let this dry really good while we make our wreath. So, and then that will be what we use to attach our sign to the middle of the wreath. So let's cut our burlap now. When I originally showed you how to make this tutorial, it was on a 10-inch wreath form and we made it with the white and black and a little red rosette in the middle. Today we're going to make this a bigger wreath because I know so many of you have asked me to do that. So I'm just going to take my ribbon or my burlap and I'm going to put it at an angle on the board, and I'm going to use the 10-inch and the 18-inch on my board to determine where to cut it. So I'm going to use my little pearly weights here I got from a friend of mine, and I'll leave the link if you are interested in these as well. But I'm just going to cut it at an angle here at the 10. I'm going to move it over here, and at the 18 I'm going to cut it again. All right? So if you have a cutting mat, maybe you want to do it at the 1 and the 8, but I'm doing it at the 10 and the 18. And then that way you have the perfect shape here because it goes to about 10 inches to the 20 inches if you are looking this way. But if you put it this way, it's about 8 inches across. But this will give us that angled look for our petal, and that's what we're looking for. So right now I'm going to cut all 3 rolls of this burlap. I may end up needing 4 rolls, but we're going to see because that sign, let me make sure, oh, have it on the 11-inch. I have to make it sure I'm on that 10-inch. That sign is going to take up quite a bit of space in the middle. So as in the other tutorial, and I will link that in the description box below, it's a smaller wreath with a rosette center, and see, I keep doing that 11-inch. I got to go to the 10-inch. And I want to show you that we're not going to fill up the center as much as we did in the other video. And I'll be right back. So at this point, we're going to put plastic canvas on the inside of our frame, just the inside circle here. So I'm just going to mark where I'm going to cut. This is the 5 mesh, and then I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to attach it on this wire with little zip ties, and then we'll be ready to finally put this together. All right, we're going to try this again. I had recorded me doing this, but somebody decided to call me in the middle of that recording and messed it up. So instead of taking these off, I'm going to show you what I did one more time. So as you can see, I have 4 petals in this section. And we are going to put our petals on this second bar of the wreath frame, not the outside, but the second bar. And we're going to put 4 petals on each of these sections. And we're not going to use the crossbar. So I'm just going to slip my zip tie through that bar that we're going to attach it to. I'm going to move this out of the way here so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to gather from the shortest end to the shortest end to form my petal. And then I'm going to pull it up and put it in the zip tie. Okay, so we're just going to do that 3 more times in this section, and then we'll move on to the next section. Take your petal, shortest end to the shortest end, and then you just pull it up, and you have a nice little petal. I always kind of like pull mine over or under. I'm not sure what you would call that. This way we're going to fill all the spots, and it's going to make a nice full looking wreath. Alrighty. So now that I've got these 4 petals in, I'm just going to keep continuing this same process all the way around on that outside rim that I'm going to use. Not the very first one, but the next one over. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've done the outer row, and we did 4 petals in each section. We did not put any petals on the cross bracket, so that's really important to remember. So, what's the next step? Well, the bar right in front of it, where this front of your petal is touching, is our next spot. And what I want to do is I want to run 1, 2, 3 petals in the section, and it's going to be in between. I'm moving the one beside the bracket over to the bracket. So you're going to do 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, so let's get that done, and I will show you how to do it. So you're going to form your petals the same exact way, nothing different. And just pull your zip tie really tight. So you could either do 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. It's really up to you. I think I'm going to get this out of the way. I think I will do that process here. I'm going to push this petal over, make my petal, lay it in the spot here. This is a really simple wreath to make, and something you could do. And you could do this the same way with a 12-inch form as well. And then that way you would have a bigger area to work with as far as a wreath. Because the 10-inch does make a pretty small wreath. I believe it's about 18 inches around. This is going to make us a 22-inch. And even though that's not much bigger, you would be surprised how nice a 22-inch wreath will fill a door. Okay, so we're going to cut those, and I'm going to just keep doing this same technique in each of the sections, we're going to put only 3 petals on the second row. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we have the second row on. Now we're going to work on the third row. And this is where we're going to start using this plastic canvas part of our wreath. And at this point, I want you to take your zip ties, and we're going to work kind of right in front of the wire, the inside wire. We're not going to use the inside wire, but we're going to go right in between it, or right in front of it, I should say. So at this point, I want to put zip ties right in front of each of our cross brackets. So we have 6 of them. So this is where our first set of petals is going to go. So what I would do is I would go all the way around, put these zip ties in between them, go ahead and make my petal, and just simply put it in. So instead of going all the way around and showing you the monotonous same petal over and over, I'm going to put one right here and then one right in the middle. And then I will put it together and then come right back. So I'm just going to I'm going to make my petals go over so that I don't want to see any of the zip ties. And another thing, you don't have to use these kind of white clear zip ties. You could use black as well if you're using this color. That's probably what I probably should have done, but I didn't think about it, so I didn't do it. So I'm just going to put one zip tie in between these 2 petals. And put 1 petal in between. So we'll only need 12 of the petals on the inside. Okay, so let's talk about the outside. We did 4 per section, and there are 6 sections, so that would be 24 petals on the outside. We did 3 petals on the second row, so that's another 18. So you have 24 plus 18, and now we're going to put 12. So we will do the math on that. I'm sure somebody's already figured it out, but that I wanted to tell you. So I'm going to finish this up, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have that third row finished, and as you can see, it's pretty scattered out in a very organized way. So at this point, I want to put 12 petals in between each of these, but I'm going to stagger it, and I want it to be about up here. Where the tip of each of these petals are should be where your zip tie should be. So, really quick here, in total, we should use about 66 petals, unless we need to go in further, which I don't think we're going to need. So I did cut into that 4th roll of the burlap, and I know I haven't said it so far, but I did get this burlap, just so you know, from Craft. Nope, I didn't get it from Craft. I got it from Hobby Lobby. This is in their ribbon and mesh section, and it is $9.99 a roll, but every other week it is on sale for 50% off. So make sure you get it when it's on sale. If you go and they don't have it on sale right now, wait till the next week. All right, and if you go and they don't have any, you can have them do a rain check for you as well. So that's what's nice, as well as you can get that rain check, and you'll get it at that sale price when it does come in. So I'm just going to keep going through here, and in between each of that last row that we did, we're going to place a petal. And I'm just going to keep going through here. If you enjoy watching the YouTube videos that I have on YouTube, you might like my premium tutorials. I do sell a Christmas tree tutorial, which has a Christmas tree group, and in that group, I teach you how to make angel wings, other flowers, and just different techniques with the Christmas tree technique. And then right now I have a flower trio group, and there's a tutorial called the Flower Trio. And if you're watching this later on October 29th, I'm going to be doing a business Ask Julie live, just to kind of offer my advice on Facebook and Pinterest and Etsy and how to sell your wreaths and how to get your name out there, because it's kind of important to know how social media works. So I will leave the links for my tutorials below, but if you want to be a part of that Ask Julie live and be in that Facebook group, you will learn so much more than just the tutorials you purchase. You learn more in the groups as well, which is what I like about the groups, is I have somewhere to teach you even more. So I'm just going to keep doing this. As you can see, we're going in between each of these petals, and I will be right back. Okay, so we have all the petals we're going to need. In total, we use 66 petals. You will need 4 rolls for 14-inch wreath frame. So you won't use all of the 4th roll. I had about that much left, so you will have some left over. But now our finishing touch is the sign. So all I'm going to do is take my sign. Everything is nice and dry here. I'm going to make sure I go kind of right in this, as near the middle as I can get. So I'm just going to pull this through. And you don't want to pull this down too tight. You just want this to kind of sit. Oh, there was something over there. Just ignore that. We're just going to have it set. So as you can see, it's just kind of sitting. It's a little, you're going to see some glare there from my lights. And I'm just going to twist it. Make sure we twist this pretty good. Yep, gonna. And just twist it as much as you possibly can. And then I will just kind of run my wires back down through. I'll flip it over and then just kind of move it over. And let's see, the balloon is upside down, so I'm going to turn this around. I think I'm going to, this light is a little bright, so we're going to turn it down just a little bit so you can see that sign. So I kind of like that. I think this is super cute, and this gives this wreath and this look a bigger option for you. So I will tell you what I will do after I'm off of this video. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm not going to actually put it on right now, but I cut out a piece for my wreath here, and we are going to attach that to the back. But I'm really super excited. This is about 22 inches in diameter. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I hope you like it too. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with others. Let me know where you're from, and if you made it this far, and my dog is trying to get in my room. We had this discussion on the last video. If you made it this far, leave me the little Santa emoji or something like that. Something Christmassy, since it's got the Christmas sign. So we'll see you next time. Welcome. What should I say? Goodbye. We'll see you next time. See you later. Bye.